Next 5 years. Sounds like a first date question. But anyways, hi, my name is Toby. I'm a creative content writer and learning experience designer, and this is Creative Spotlight. That's a very hard question, but Toby is a chronic fan of the Friends show, any good movie actually, and a severe music lover with over 90k minutes of listen time from my last rap. So, yeah. Hmm. I have a big head, so all of them actually fit. All can actually fit in this head, but I would say a content wizard because for you to tell a story, you have to create content in one form or the other, and even learning experience and all of that, you need to create content. So I would say a content wizard. So whether it's a blog, an article, newsletter, videos, and all of that. So yeah, content wizard. Hmm. So I'm going to tell this with kind of like a short story about myself, and this is going back to when I was in school. I used to write poems and songs. I stopped the poems part of it because I think a couple people, it got to a point, a couple people were asking me if I was clinically depressed because they were so sad. Some of the poems I wrote were so sad. So I paused on that, but I was still writing. I was still writing songs, but God did not bless me with a voice with it or to go with it. Sleepy feeling. But anyways, so I continued writing, but I stayed moved away from songs. So with writing, it wasn't exactly a pull because it was actually there from the get go. So it was just me finding my place within the niche, what I was more interested in, or what actually fits what was the trends and everything that was going on. So I moved away from that, from songs, started writing different kinds of content for different brands and all of that. So it wasn't exactly a pull, it was more like a shift because I was already there. So yeah, I would say it's actually putting myself in my target audience shoes. What do they want to know about this topic? What's the best voice, best tone that would relate to them? Because, for example, you can't be writing something for a Gen Z and be using really formal tone. They won't read it. So it's basically putting myself in my target audience shoes, what they want to listen to or what they want to, yeah, what they want to actually gain more information on, and the best way to put that, the best format that they would actually easily digest it. So yeah. Hmm. um it's hard to pick one because I'm usually really proud of any project that I work on. But I think one that would stand out, and I'm going to say why it stands out at the end, was when I had to work with an agency to do the basically do the SEO of the entire website. So I had to crawl the website, look for broken links, everything, work on the meta descriptions and products. It was an e-commerce brand actually. So product descriptions, category descriptions, basically everything on the website, everything that requires text on the website. So you can imagine that I had to work on that. And within it was a contract stuff, but within the first 3 months, most of the product pages, category pages were already hitting the first page of Google. So I think that's one I'm really proud of. And because of the type of product, it was window blinds. So it was really specific, and there's not a lot of people actually searching for that. So it took a lot of work to actually put those pages on the first page of Google. Hmm. I would say it's ties to one of the questions you already asked me, which is adapting to the audience. It's challenging but interesting because in 1 minute you could be writing in a tone that needs you to be robotic, and then you have to switch to a conversational tone, depending on the audience, depending on topic, and depending on what you're actually writing on or the content you're creating. So adapting to the different tones, the different voice of the different brands, different audiences. I think that's the most challenging but interesting part of it. Next 5 years. Sounds like a first date question. But anyways, next 5 years, I think one thing, which is something I'm already working towards, is being at the forefront of learning within Africa. And it's something I'm already doing with a company I'm working with, Stack. Basically, bridging the gap or the knowledge gap within the workforce in Africa. So creating content that actually bridges that gap, teaches them what they need to learn to advance in your skill, your career, and all of that. So yeah, that's where I see myself. Um, so I don't actually see AI taking my job or taking food from my mouth. Actually, I see it as a second brain, more like a second brain. And this is even off something I'm working with an SME. It's more like a second brain where I use it as an assistant, not taking over the cognitive side of things. So I'm still doing the thinking, but AI is just streamlining it for me. So yeah, I don't see it actually taking my job in any form. It's just an assistant. Yeah. Um, I think this sounds generic, but I would say keep showing up. It's especially important for content writing because I have recently went back to some of the stuff I've written when I first started out, and it was cringe. It's cringe as hell. It was really cringe, but yeah, and I've seen that I've improved over time from that. So I would say keep showing up, keep learning from the rejections, from the no's, from the bad stuff that you do. Keep learning from that and improving on that. So yeah. So the same thing with my with content, any content I create. I want it to be as relatable as possible. So it's not just for everybody, but something that is directed to you, something that speaks to you directly. It's just like with personalizations of content, of newsletters, of whatever you're writing. I want them to relate to my story, to pick up one or two things from it, no matter how little, but to pick up something from it, to learn from it. They said experience is the best teacher, but I feel like you can learn from other people's experience as well. So learning from my experience, learning from my story, that's one thing I want them to take from it. You can follow me. I'm everywhere, I think. But now I actually don't remember all of my handles, but I remember Twitter because I use it a lot. So you can reach me at TOBYY underscore Xavier, XAVIER. So yeah,